to take the heat since no one else will, and I'll talk about this. The fact that there are influencers who built gigantic followings based on their conversations around body positivity, healing your relationship with food and with exercise, who have now done a complete 180 and are now talking about weight loss medications, weight loss surgeries, and just like being on a weight loss journey in general. Literally just making coffee or eating their fucking breakfast talking about the shit is insane. That should literally be illegal. The fact that there's one particular influencer who built over 300,000 followers talking about her ED recovery journey and is now every single day talking about the fact that she's intentionally losing weight to those same exact followers. You have to be out of your my brain I can't wrap my head around. Like, I've had to unfollow so many of my mutuals because this behavior is just so despicable. I really thought that the people in my mutual circle were like, we're the real ones. You're fake.
So if we just skip past like the obvious response to this, which is that influencers don't owe you anything. People are allowed to change, grow, things develop in our lives, okay? Also, I know exactly which influencer she's speaking of. I'm not going to say who it is because we don't need to be like hating on this person. But that influencer specifically said the reason why she was now going to be intentionally trying to lose weight is she was talking with her therapist, she was talking with her doctor, she was having medical problems and needed to intentionally lose weight. And she gave her followers permission to leave in case that they were struggling with their body and didn't want to follow her journey, making sure that they got to a safe place, but that she needed to take care of herself. And then people were asking so much about it because they're also curious about GLP-1 medication. So then she began sharing her journey. We just skip over all of those obvious things. I want to talk about being a body positive influencer. While I don't have 300,000 followers, I did grow 100,000 followers while being a body positive influencer, then made a decision to start intentionally trying to lose weight through a GLP-1 medication. I did the same thing. I warned my following, this is what's going on. I want to share, I'm having some health issues. I'm going to be losing weight. Please keep yourself safe. If this is no longer a safe place for you, please remove yourself. But I want to talk about body positive in general. To me, body positive means I think that people should be allowed to exist in whatever body they want to exist in. If that for you is spending an hour at the gym every day, not having gluten in your diet, not having dairy in your diet, whatever your things are, because you feel best in your body when you eat that way, go for it. Body positive doesn't mean that I just lay around and eat sticks of butter and think my body should just exist how it wants to exist. I don't care. I like to work out because it feels good. I like to eat a certain way because that's what feels good for my body. That is what food freedom is. So with that said, I started my first diet when I was 8 years old. And I dieted all the way until I turned about 27. And when I turned 27, I realized it doesn't matter what I do. I will always live in a big body. I am done dieting and exercising with the intent to make my body smaller because it's getting me nowhere. And I'm living in a war with my body. I'm going to eat things that feel good for me. I'm going to move in ways that feel good for me. And I leaned into body positive, meaning that this is the body that I have today and I'm going to love it. Instead of feeling shame and guilt and restricting what I'm eating and moving in ways for intentional weight loss. And then when I turned 30, the science came out about calorie in, calorie out doesn't work for everybody. And that people like me that have PCOS or metabolic disorders, that diet and exercise alone aren't the resolution to having a smaller body. And this medication, a GLP-1, helps our bodies perform and operate like a normal body. I was really struggling with a lot of medical issues. I talk about it in some of my other videos, so if you want to know more about it, go there. And the moment I took a GLP-1 medication, before I even lost a singular pound, I felt so much better. My insulin resistance was causing so many problems in my body. And I have insulin resistance thanks to my PCOS. And now I realize that I can still eat whatever I want. I can still work out because it feels good and take a medication, which allows my body to function like a normal body does. And I'm 170 pounds as a result. Versus when I was doing that before, I was 280 pounds. I haven't changed anything about what I do. I work out the same. I eat the same way. This medication is just treating my illness. And I also believe that if you want to be on a GLP-1 medication, that you should have access to it if you need it. But if you don't, then don't take it, because people are allowed to exist in the bodies that they want to exist in. This is the best I've ever felt in my entire life. And I have my health back. I'm off of blood pressure medication. My kidney functions are back in a normal range. I get to live a long, healthy life for my children and my family. And that is purely because of this medication. Because diet and exercise and those years of punishment did nothing for me. And this should be celebrated.